Hello and welcome to lesson 2 of Sociology. Today we're going to get a little bit more into the nitty-gritty theory that is in sociology. So enjoy! Okay, so one strand of sociology is structural theories, where we look at the structures within society and how they play a role in making you who you are. So things like school, prisons, stuff like that. Then we split it down into functionalism. They have a consensus idea, consensus meaning agreement, so very much that we work together, things are working well. On the flip side, you've got conflict theories such as Marxism and feminism, and they give ideas that in society, some people, because of structures, some people do better than others naturally, and it's the way things are. So functionalists generally have a very positive view of the world, and they argue that we all, every single one of us, has a role, plays a function within society. We are interdependent on one another, so we rely on one another. We all play our part. We share the values, norms, attitudes and beliefs, creating that consensus, everyone in agreement, and these are passed on through socialisation, so what we teach to our children. So we teach them to say thank you, to say please, stuff like that. So everyone has a different role, but we all work together ultimately under the same machine in the same society. There's a lot of comparisons to the body and how you need every part of your body for it to function, and functionalists use that as an analogy for society and how we need everyone. So even if someone doing working in retail, it might not look as important as, let's say, a doctor, but actually we need everyone for society to work. Okay, so this is a Miles Durkheim, who, if you study sociology at all, you will always come across him. He is the main functionalist. And he talks about really the founding thinker of everything that we've just spoken about. So he really argues that we all play a role and we're all dependent on one another. So like if you cut your finger, it might seem just something little, but it does affect your whole body. Like your whole body can feel the repercussions of that happening. And he says that's the same in society, that if one thing goes down, then it affects the rest of society. And you can see at the bottom of this slide the example given. This is a 4-mark question. We have to do a lot of these in sociology. It's really testing your understanding and knowledge of concepts. So if you want, press pause here and give it a go. Okay, so now we're moving on to the other side and we're taking a deeper look at conflict. So conflict theories, as I said at the start, they believe that society is structured in a way that some people naturally do better than others. That some people have control, they have power over others. So for example, we've got capitalism. Okay, so in a capitalist society, things are privately owned. So for example, in Britain, the railway service used to be owned by the state, by government, whereas now it is owned by private companies like Virgin. So certain people, like Richard Branson, at the top of Virgin, get loads and loads of money from that. So certain people do very well and they have control over other people, the workers. So one key conflict theory is Marxism, and the chap with a big beard is Karl Marx. They argue that society is dominated by the ruling class. So the people that have the power, that own the land, that have a power over others. So power comes in terms of control, money, privilege, stuff like that. So for example, in sociology we question this and we look at things like, why is it that only 7% of the population of Britain are privately educated, so go to a school that you have to pay for? Only 7%. Yet when you look at some of the top jobs in society, like lawyers and judiciary, then it's over 80% of those top jobs are held by people who were privately educated. So then you kind of question, well, are they only getting those top jobs because of the wealth that they've been brought up in, that's given them access to a posher school that they have to pay for, giving them access to a better university, giving them access to better jobs. So is that fair? Or, as Marxists would argue, that is the way that our society is built. Okay, so I'd pause here and read this a little bit extra information about Karl Marx. Again, one of the key sociologists you'll come across. Here's another 4 marker to look at and give it a go. Okay, so that's all for today. Like I said last week, I am giving you a lot of information and quite quickly, so I would really recommend you going over the lesson a couple times, making notes, pausing the video. Once you're feeling comfortable with it, then give the quiz a go. Alright, thank you for listening.